Hi, welcome to another taping of Navajo County Connections. I'm Dawnafe Whitesinger, Supervisor for District 5 of Navajo County, and we're glad to have you here today. As you probably noticed from the last tapings, we've had different people appearing on the show, and that'll be we'll continue to do that. There'll be a rotation of the supervisors, so you get to meet us and get to hear a little bit about the districts and what's going on. Today we have Supervisor Whiting here, and I'll give Supervisor Whiting a chance to introduce himself, and so we can all become familiar with him. Welcome.
Oh, thank you, Chairwoman Whitesinger. Appreciate the opportunity to be here today and a chance to talk with you. A little bit about myself. It all started 36 years ago on a cold winter morning in Springerville, Arizona. How detailed do you really want me to go into this? I mean, when fast forward into third grade, it was monkey bars. That's what you guys wanted to hear about, monkey bars and what was happening there. I can do that as well. I actually grew up in this area, love this area. I ended up going to the Valley, was there for a number of years going to school, met my wife there. She ironically is from this area as well. And when we moved back, we had a decision to make between Snowflake or St. John's. We did it as any good married couple would do. We arm wrestled, she won, and we live in Snowflake. So that brought us to this area, and since that time, believed in getting involved and serving within the community. And so I've had a chance to, throughout the region, serve in various capacities and work within the communities. And we live in a great area. Very, very fortunate to be a part of this community. And now I'm on the County Board of Supervisors representing District 3, and feel fortunate to do that. So I'm enjoying the opportunity to serve.
Great. We're so happy that Supervisor Whiting has joined us, and from the short time that I've worked with him, I've certainly have seen his love for the county and his community. And what a great thing. And youth, you know, we're grateful today that we're to have young people. We have Trey from Blue Ridge, who's a senior, and we have Kimber, who's from Snowflake. I'll give them a chance to introduce themselves here in a minute, but we're kind of turning the tables today, and we have them as hosts, and they'll be interviewing the two of us. So I hope you're ready and I guess, educated on Navajo County, because I think they're going to stump us today.
I'm okay. I had to let them know beforehand that you had the hard questions and I had the easy ones, so I'm good.
Oh, there you go. So Kimber, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I'm a senior. I go to Snowflake High School, and I enjoy participating in sports. Right now I'm playing softball, and we actually have a game today.
Oh,
so,
great.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. I'm planning on going to NAU, become a dental hygienist, and I guess we'll see where my life goes.
Yeah. Great. Well, welcome. Trey?
I'm Trey. I'm a senior from Blue Ridge, and I like sports. You know, I've been playing. I'm just curious about some of the county stuff, and I will be attending U of A next year. So.
Great. Congratulations. Good job, guys. So we'll go ahead and start with the questions, so you guys kind of just shoot at us.
Okay. First question. April is National County Government Month, and what does the county do?
Well, the county acts as a fiduciary of the state, in a sense. They provide services that the state doesn't otherwise provide, and we work in relationship with the state. But some of the things that we do is some of the niceties, in a sense of providing services directly to the public. It might be birth certificates, marriage licenses, but also looking at facilities and how to strengthen them. Maybe it might be swimming pools, parks, recreation areas that enhance your life. We also, public safety is a big part of what Navajo County does, and try to coordinate public safety in our community. We also, the dollars that come to us, that's a big part of the board's responsibility in protecting those dollars and ensuring that they're being utilized to provide services for the people who live in our communities.
Perfect. Okay, so this year's theme is Counties Moving America Forward. The keys are transportation and infrastructure. So what is infrastructure?
Kimber, that's a great question. What is infrastructure? Let me flip that back to you and ask. I'm just kidding. I'll go ahead and I'll be happy to answer that. Infrastructure, in short, is some of the building blocks that make up the community that we live in. For example, if you were a business that you were looking to relocate to an area, and hopefully this resonates and helps to make sense, you would need to know a few things. I mean, if you were manufacturing widgets, for example, you obviously need to manufacture them and have the ability to do that. You would need to know what type of power supply do I have and the availability at the location that I'm looking to do. What about water and the amount of water that I'm able to take and utilize where I'm there? Do I have natural gas? What do I have in the way of heating? Oh, and then by the way, when I need to ship my widgets out after making them, what type of roadways do I have, or railroad do I have? Infrastructure is some of those building components that are used within a community or within a region that help make up who we are and provide the services for the businesses as well as the people. I know when people are moving into a community and they're trying to decide, whether the school's a good school to go to, whether they want to live on a dirt road or a paved road. Some of those types of things, they often will look at the infrastructure that the community provides to allow for quality of life. And so, anyways, I hope that answers your question. Did I do a good job?
Yeah, that's perfect.
I can always turn it back to you, but
I think you covered it pretty well.
Right, good.
I think you're all right. So you kind of already answered that question, but what is an example of infrastructure needs in our county?
That's actually a really good question, and I've got a good example for you. Right now, in your community, in Snowflake, there's a railroad. You may see it as you're driving out of town on your way to Heber. You seen all the carts that sit there?
Right, yeah.
Okay, so not every community has a railroad. Do you guys have a railroad in your community by chance?
I don't think so.
No? Okay, so a lot of communities don't. That railroad, for example, to get put in there, estimates that I've heard from anywhere from 50 on the low end and probably 75 to 100 million would be the cost to put in a new railroad. So it's fairly expensive to be able to put that railroad in there. The importance of that railroad is that the businesses that currently utilize that need that. For example, Farmer John's, they bring in their feed off of that rail, and they bring it from all over the country. They have different places that they bring that in. It became very important and was part of their strategic process on whether they wanted to locate here or not. But they have rail access, and that was important to them. So railroad is an important one. That's become an ongoing issue. The railroad, after the paper mill left, was tied to the paper mill. They owned it and almost lost the ability to utilize that. It almost was scrapped up and taken away. However, that's not been the case, and there's been a few key community members that have pushed to try to find a way to continue to keep that within our area. And as if you've noticed, if you've gone up and down that, have you seen what's it full of? Cars. You see them all up and down that. There's tons of cars that are up and down that, and that's business people within the community that are trying to utilize that infrastructure to help save the railroad and provide jobs. And so it becomes very important. But hopefully that answers your question. As far as an example of infrastructure is a railroad.
All right.
So.
Okay, so I know you mentioned public safety. So how does Navajo County keep us safe?
In a lot of ways, I guess. There are lots of structures to the public safety system of Navajo County. One, and starting with the Sheriff's Department and the resources that he provides to the community with his deputies and sheriffs who are out ensuring that we're safe. And one of the other things is detention centers. We have detention centers for adults and juveniles, and those services are provided directly to our community in Holbrook. Judicial system, so going through the judicial system and getting to that point in the sense of providing judges, district attorneys, public defenders, all of those things are part of ensuring that we are keeping our public safe and that the system is being followed appropriately.
Awesome. Okay, so how do counties keep us healthy?
Was that a fat joke poking at my weight? Was that what that was? Shot across the bow? I'll tell you, Supervisor Whitesinger, is maybe do push-ups every day before we go into the board supervisor meeting. She's very aware that I have a health problem.
You weren't supposed to tell anybody.
How do the counties keep us healthy? So yeah, seriously though, the counties really do try to partner in this, and some of the ways that maybe you guys have experienced, I know that my children have utilized this. The county, for example, will provide shots, vaccinations within an area, and you'll see a lot of kids that will come and are vaccinated. Well, why is that important? Well, you can only imagine, especially when you're at school, when there's somebody that's sick that has a virus, it spreads. And then you have a lot of kids that aren't coming to school, and you kind of have a problem there. You know, we want kids to be able to be educated. We want people to be able to go to work and provide for their families. And so the county helps partner, for example, there with shots, for example.
Yeah.
I'll give you another quick example, something that was kind of pressing on the news. You guys hear about Ebola? Was that constantly on the news, right? So they actually came and talked with us at the county. We had prepared for what if it hits Navajo County? What if it comes here? How would we try to protect the citizens? How would we try and do? So some of it's strategic planning and preparation for those things that potentially could happen here. And so there are a number of ways that the county tries to keep us healthy outside of just the push-ups before the board of supervisor meetings.
Like the ones that I made you guys do right before this.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
See,
Got blood pumping.
Yeah, you feel my pain, don't you?
Okay, so what is a county partnership, and why are they important to like us as students?
Well, the part of any discussion really with the county is partnerships, building partnerships, not only with within the organization, but we look at townships and we look at local organizations and enterprises that have already been established within the county. What are the resources that they potentially may have that we could utilize, and how do we bring something to the table in order for something positive to come out of that? So for instance, there was the multi-use path in the Blue Ridge District. We worked with the City of Pine Top, and we worked with county, and we worked with other organizations to look at, well, what is the public safety need there? And in seeing that students were utilizing the path and there wasn't a particularly, designated safe path, that we found that was important to not only young people, but ensuring that, helping parents to feel like their children were safe.
Yeah.
But other partnerships have been like the White Mountain Youth Corps, where we have partnered with them in providing either facilities, equipment, resources for them to be able to provide those services in our community. So they were able to employ in the past year over 20 students who work directly in the county in either thinning projects, trail maintenance, a variety of projects. And that's one of the things that the county prides ourselves in the sense that we're always looking for opportunities to help other organizations grow, because that helps us grow. And we're always looking for opportunities to better enhance, I guess, the community. And that is it goes directly towards youth and what it is that, we're trying to build youth capacity.
Okay, so with all these aspects that you guys take care of, how does it build a resilient community?
It goes directly to all of those, elements of establishing that everybody is important to the conversation, that there isn't one organization that supersedes another organization, that as townships and communities and organizations and businesses, that we all are fundamental to helping a community thrive. And one of the things is that in that thriving, that we're all servicing at least one, we're thinking about families, we're thinking about students, we're thinking about children, we're thinking about parents. Those are all part of this conversation. So all of those things work really well when they work well together.
Cool. Okay, so what is county partnership and why are they important to students?
All right, so you want me to answer it now? All
Yeah.
right, here we go. I'll talk about that a little bit. Partnerships are really important because in communities like what we have here, we have a bunch of rural small communities. It's really hard if we're not working together. If we're looking at me and not we, it's we definitely can get a lot more done as we. And we do that on several different areas. I'll give you a couple different examples. One, for example, there's a courthouse in Holbrook that you may be familiar with. Beautiful courthouse that's been there for a long time, and it's getting older. There needs to be some updates that are done to it. The town has reached out to us and looked for opportunities where we could partner with them in trying to make sure that those updates occur. And we certainly are looking to do that. Give you another example, the rodeo grounds there, the roof is deteriorating. We use that for the Navajo County Fair, and that's used all year round. That roof needs to be updated, and so they reached out to us, the fair committee, on how we could partner with them in doing that. We found ways to help with the materials as well as the installation of the roof to make it so that it's nice come fair time where we're able to utilize that. And I'll give you one more example. On the railroad that we talked about earlier, that railroad, one of the things, while they're working to establish a business that's going there, they're looking for long-term financing. And they've needed some help and are able to secure that. They've reached out to us at the county and trying to help them to secure that long-term financing. Not that we would pay for that, but we would help them as they go to, be it the private banks and or opportunities through the government to be able to get grants or those types of things to be able to have long-term funding. As you can imagine, when the county comes and says that it's viable and important to our community, it brings some credibility to what they're trying to do, and we're certainly happy to do that, and we've been doing that for the last couple of months. So hopefully that gives you kind of an idea of some of the areas that we've tried to partner with the communities that we work within.
Cool. Okay, so how can I, as a student, be involved with the county?
Be involved with the county while doing what you're doing right now. Honestly, showing up. You know, a good friend of both of ours, it's one thing that he said quite often, and I know he got it from his father, but David Tenney would say all the time, just show up, just be a part of. And again, the whole idea of not me, but we, in the rural communities, it takes all hands on deck. It takes everybody showing up and to being a part of something. So when you're involved in the school and you see that there's a need, or was it a Disney movie, see a need, feel a need, whatever it is, you can tell I have young kids. Anyways, but being involved, caring enough to not just complain about the problems, but being part of the answer. There are plenty of opportunities within the county itself. Linda Young, who you've met, would be a great contact to reach out to if you were wanting to look for an opportunity to serve within the county. There's plenty of volunteer opportunities, and we'd be happy to help you to find those. But they're all over the place within your community, and the county can certainly help you to find ways to serve.
Okay.
Sweet.
Okay, so why would it be important to a student to be involved in the Navajo, in our county?
It go a lot of, Supervisor Whiting, in a sense that establishing or understanding how important everyone is to the community. I say this over and over, that we're all fundamental and we're all important in some capacity. We all have certain talents and we all have certain resources that we bring. And I can see that you are already bringing some of those resources in a sense. Both of you are involved in athletics, very important to our county. And what that means is it brings community together. We've seen that through ball games, and we've seen that through just people's wanting to be part of that, I guess. And you might think that that's small, but it's very big, because all of those things build a stronger community. So your participation in clubs, your participation in athletic programs and volunteering, all of those things build a stronger community, which builds a stronger county.
Sweet. Well, that's all we got for you today.
That's it? That wasn't too bad. It wasn't too painful.
Any burning questions?
I think you guys did good covering it. That was great.
Great. Well, we're so happy that you were able to be here with us today.
Thank you.
Yes. Do you have any questions for them, Supervisor?
As a matter of fact, I just want to tell you both thank you for being here today. I know that you guys run a busy schedule. You don't have school today, which that's actually kind of nice.
Yeah.
But I know you're doing important things, and we appreciate you taking the time to come and meet with us and having an opportunity to see what great youth we have in our communities. So thanks for being here.
Yeah,
Thank
you
you.
guys.
Thank you. Well, thank you for joining us today for Navajo County Connections. It was quite a treat to have young people with us, and we're grateful that we have so many great young people in our community who are investing in us either through clubs or athletic programs, volunteerism, and we continue to express our gratitude that you do those things. It really does build a great county. So thank you so much. And I'm not sure who's going to see you next month. You might see a new supervisor. But have a great month. Thank you.
Thanks.